Yo, welcome to 20Twice, man. You know what I mean? Hey, it's been a while, man. I get a Father's Day episode, you know what I mean? But, you know, I'm late, you know what I'm saying? But I guess that's what fathers get, you know what I mean? They get the leftover chicken, the little side chicken, you know, the leftovers or whatever, you know. It's 20Twice, man. We have a little technical difficulties, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate my partner working with me, just trying to get it through. It's a headache trying to get through this thing. So, but we're going to get through, show must go on. So yeah, this is Father's Day edition, man. I wanted to bring on some real fathers, some cats I know that really uh, enjoy being a father, and take pride in doing what they need to do as a father, not the cats that just taking pictures for the gram or whatever it is. Real cats, you know what I mean, that I see that, give a damn, you know what I'm saying? Not coming with these excuses or whatever, you know what I mean? So like with every show, I like to start off with quotes, man. I love quotes, man. I think some of them they inspire you. They I try to get the best ones I could find that resonate with me, and I hope that it resonate with people on the show. So that's what I try to do. So with this one, this quote says, "Have my if my father didn't have my hand, he had my back." You know what I mean? I'm thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? If he didn't hold my hand, he held my back. You know what I mean? Like you can always count on him to help you. You know what I mean? Like whatever it was. You know what I mean? And I thought that was dope. You know what I mean? This was coming from Linda Poindexter. You know what I mean? That's a quote, and I thought that was cool. If my father didn't have my hand, he held my back. You know what I mean? He had my back. You know what I mean? I thought that was like dope. Like, hey, I can count on no matter what. You know what I mean? Whatever I'm going through, I can count on my father. And I hope my daughter can count on me. You know what I mean? Regardless where she at in life, she can still pick up the phone when she get older and be like, "Dad, I need some help," or you know what I mean, or I need to talk. So I'm hoping that, you know what I mean, that's what I'm trying to instill in her. But yeah, man, I mean, trying to get these episodes out, something real. I did one episode for Mental Health Awareness Month with my uncle, and I thought it was real. It was some real stuff, and that's what I'm trying to get out. I'm just trying to do this Father's Day thing, you know what I mean, just so people can see, a little inside. I don't think they really think about us like that, you know what I mean. So, I'm just trying to show their appreciation that I can. So yeah, man, it's my partner, man. We always joke around. I call him Tonyo, man. That ain't his name, but that's not his name. But you know what I
Still
mean.
catches me off guard every day, man.
It just come out so smooth, you know what I mean. But it's my partner, man. We go to family functions, man, and I still feel bad. I haven't made it over there to see your son yet, but I definitely gonna do it, man. I know
Nah, you good,
he
bro.
been
Yeah.
he probably be a grown man by then, but I'm gonna try to
Oh
get in
shit.
there. Yeah, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely gonna do that, man. But yeah, man, how everything been, man? How the family?
Great, man. Like how you said, man, my kid's he's 8 months now, dude. He's getting big.
Man, that's
He
crazy.
just started crawling last week. It was crazy. We are just out on the carpet. I got three kids. I got a 6-year-old and a 7-year-old. So they be playing with him and stuff. And we're just in the carpet. They stay on one side of the carpet and the girls on the other side. Bro, out of nowhere, he just starts crawling to them. I'm like, what the fuck? Like how you say, usually like dads like miss like the first steps or the first words or whatever the case is, because we out here grinding, trying to, get it. And for me to witness that, and I've been blessed to see that with all three kids. Like the
Okay.
first steps, the first crawling, and it's crazy, man. It's a joy, really.
Yeah, that's dope, bro. That's dope. Like I said, that's dope. That's why I said I wanted to get, the fathers on here just to tell their experiences because I don't
Mhm.
think we really have shows or anything that really tell what the fathers do or how they feel about certain stuff. So I was like, man, I think this
Right,
would be a
right.
dope episode to get some fathers on and get some different callers on and have their perspective and get their perspective. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. So I know you already told me the age, but
hmm
after you had your first one, did it get easier for you?
Um, it's where you get those corny sayings that it comes naturally. It comes naturally. I was nervous for that first one because I mean, it's a big deal, the first kid, and it really did come naturally. So, like with the second one, they're only about a year apart. So, ready or not, you better you better take notes on that first one.
Yeah, no, I
So,
got you.
it did come a little easier. It was a little harder though, because like I said, they're very close. So, like two double diapers, double everything. So, um, I think just the hard part about it was just like two babies at the same time type of deal. But
Okay.
I think it got easier actually with the third one. I'm like, oh, I've been down this road before. I
Uh,
had a little breathing space.
yeah, that's
But
cool. That's
it
cool.
it got a little easier, but it's interesting. All three of them are different. It's just no child's the same. So they had their different challenges and stuff that we had to never come across before. So they're challengeful for sure. I don't think it gets easier. It's always a challenge.
Well, I feel that. I feel that. I mean, we always had those conversations before, like, hey, work and hours and this.
Yeah, yeah.
How hard is it for you to keep that work life balance? Is it hard in your
It
words?
it's been hard lately. I mean, both of us we work graveyard, so we out here working while they're sleeping. So um I I give all the flowers to my wife. She holds it down. She lets me get sleep. She takes care of them while I'm away. But on my days off, that adjustment, like going from graveyard to day shift, that's been hard. We've been doing that, man, going on 4 years. So it's not getting, it is getting harder. So I need to find, I'm currently trying to make adjustments because switching over from graveyard to day shift because I want to be around. I'm very hands on with my kids. Like again, all the flowers to my wife, she holds it down, but she gets tired. Being staying
Mm.
home is tough. So I'm very hands on when I get my days off or whatever. But again, even going back to work from the days off, that transition is hard too. So I'm currently in a situation where like, all right, I need to make some adjustments because it's tough.
No, no, I get that, man. It's just, I've been lucky enough to, I'm on a schedule that I'm on, but I'm still lucky to drop my daughter off at school. So I like that
Right,
part. You know what I'm
right.
saying? I like doing that. She's not in school now, but I like to just drop
Hmm.
her off and just have that little small conversation that we have. You know what I mean? Just to,
Right, right.
just to have that conversation. She always asks me, Dad, what about this or what about that? So I appreciate that little time that we do get. You know what I mean?
Well, of course,
Especially
yeah.
with my schedule. Usually we kind of just see each other here and there where going during the work week, doing what you're doing. But yeah, man, I just was wondering like how hard it is that work life balance that we try to do. You know what I mean? We try to
Hmm.
we be tired. We're like, man, I'm tired, man. I need to get some rest. But
Yeah.
these moments that we miss. You know what I mean? For me, in my case, oh, my
Hmm.
daughter was born. I was laid off, so I had time. You know what I mean? I had time to be with her and see her. First crawl, first walk. So
That's
I was
awesome,
able to
yeah.
do that. So when did you have your first kid? How old was you when you had your first kid?
She was born 2015, 2016. Damn, I'm so bad at numbers. I must have been 25. I think it was 25.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people that had kids when they 19, 20, but I it wouldn't have worked for me. You know what I mean? I had to get that grown man
Hmm.
on. I didn't have that then. You know what I mean? It was kind of more of
Right,
myself.
right.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to have, when you have kids to take care of them right, you got to be a little bit selfless. I mean, not a little bit, you got to be selfless. You know what I mean? That it's not
Hmm.
about you no more. You know what I mean? It's about them and making sure you provide for them. But yeah, no, I mean,
Right,
I
right.
definitely get that. I definitely get that. Yeah, man. It's a great thing, man. I mean, I
Oh,
love
yeah.
being, you know what I'm saying? What was the hardest thing you think about it is about being a parent for you?
Hardest thing. Oh, man. Uh, I guess for right now, currently, it's just having the time. Like right now the girls are, they're not in school, so they're here at the house, and on those work days where that obviously they got all the time in the world, but they see me like they already know, dude. My oldest, like she knows, like, oh, Dad, you work today, and she knows what time I go in, she knows what time I go out, and it's crazy how fast they're comprehending all this stuff. So leaving the house for so long, dude, we work 12 hours. That's hard for me right now.
Yeah,
Because again, like I said, I'm hands on. I want to do all these things. I want to take, even going to the park, like how you said, we'd be tired, bro. So I'm like, oh man, we gotta go to the park. But the thing is, I
yeah.
really want to, but I be tired sometimes. And, obviously sometimes you're like, well, I gotta go. Let's go to the park. And you be tired as hell at work, but was it worth it? Hell yeah, man. Seeing my kids just have fun and just spending, even if it's only a couple minutes, like, it's the world to them. And like, shit, man, I'll suffer through the 12 hours.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. I feel the same way. I mean, I try to make a conscious effort to try to do the little small things. Like, our daughter is real big on, hey, let's go to Starbucks and get something. You know what I mean?
Mm,
And that little small thing, is to have a conversation. And, she
yeah,
can't get
yeah.
and she gets the same thing, but she always say, "Try it, Dad." And I'm thinking to myself, "It tastes the
Right.
same," but all right. It's like, all right, okay, whatever, all right. I try it,
That's
it
awesome.
tastes the same. Said it tastes the same. It's like the same thing.
Right,
Uh, um,
right.
but I know we talk about it this, but I'm gonna read this for you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
On May 24th this year, 18-year-old Salvador Ramos fatally shot 19 students, two teachers, and wounded 17 other people at Robb Elementary School in Texas. I took my daughter to school all the time, and when this happened, she said, "Dad," and they was talking about, when something happened like this, to get under the table. And I'm thinking to myself, man, we at this point. You know what I mean? We at this point. And,
Yeah.
and honestly, when I look around, I'm like, dude, nobody ready for this. You know what I mean? Even if you had a campus security guard, like, what is he going to do? Like, what is this? You know what I mean? You kind of like sending your kids there unprotected.
Right.
So, how did you feel when you first heard about this news?
Man, I was completely shocked. Like it's been happening way countless amount of times, man, and it seems like it's just getting worse and worse. Like the amount of kids. My wife dropped the kids off the next day, and like yeah, she said it was hard, man. Like yeah, all the parents looking at each other and stuff like that, and I picked them up. So then same thing, I got there and I was like, man, I was completely shook by it, man. And once like when you first hear about it, you have so many questions, and you're kind of filled with just like how can this happen? How how do we keep letting this happen? Um, so then you hear all these the story develops, you start hearing how it really went down, and you're just like, what? Like how again, like what's going on? Like so it's scary, dude. Like it's to the point where I don't even want to take him to school, man. Like it's a trip. But I don't know, man. It's you really gotta, just be on top of it, and you gotta I don't know. It's to the point where I want to be more involved, man. Like it's
I
just
feel it.
it's scary, dude. Like supposed to be, be going to school, dude. Like I think about when I was at school, like I didn't think about all that, Like I can't imagine like if I'm scared, like I said, my kids started comprehending, they're starting to learn things. So like I can't imagine if one day they're like, Dad, I'm scared to go to school. Like that
Oh
alone would be
man,
like shit.
yeah.
That's tough.
No, I feel it. I feel it, man. I feel it. Like for me, it was kind of like, I talked to a couple of people and they had their opinion about it. But, a lot of people have like the quick reaction of how they feel. Like, did you have any like quick reactions like, man, maybe I should teach them at home? Like, because then they could be more safer at home. Did you have any thoughts like that when you heard it?
Oh, I definitely, dude. Like the questions they'd be asking now, it's ridiculous. So my parents kind of brushed things off. They didn't really, but then again, with social media and everything, is like kids are learning at a fast pace nowadays. So I just keep it 100 with them. If they ask me anything, I mean, they haven't asked anything, but I completely agree, man. Sitting down with them and let them know that, hey, you know what, these type of things are out there. It's safe in here in the house. Shit, and even the house sometimes is not even safe. So you have to let them know,
Yeah.
like, it's dangerous out there. Don't talk. All the principles, obviously. Don't talk to strangers. Uh, take care of one another at school or wherever you're at. It's her. They're 6 and 7, like I said. So like, that's cool that they have each other at school to talk to each other. So just letting them know like there's situations out there, and like I don't think it's too early like to tell them. I think it's a good time right now. Like I said, especially with social media and like it's a news story every other day. So let just sitting down and letting them know what's going on, and these are things that actually happen.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, man. I'm bringing that up because, like I said, at the end of the day, man, my daughter is 12,
Yeah.
and the amount of stuff that she can see that I can't stop her from seeing is crazy to me. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
and most of the time it's like, and I look back when I was younger, it was different because it was like my mom would say something to me, and I'd be like, man, you old, you don't know, you old, you don't know what you talking about. And I feel like my daughter like that same way, like, what I mean? Like
Mm.
she may have a question or something, but instead of asking me, she go to YouTube. She asked you,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Try to ask YouTube, and that may they could be saying anything on there. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. Yeah. You
You
definitely got
know,
to monitor that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's been a whole thing, you know what I mean? Because just protecting them for that part, because at the end of the day, man, I hear a lot of people say, man, if somebody did this to my daughter or somebody did this to my kid, I'll kill them, I'll do this.
Right.
But
Right.
then at the end of the day, that don't even matter at that point. Does it
Yeah.
really
You're
matter at that
you're
point?
You're making things worse. Yeah, you can't really help if you're not around.
Yeah, yeah, definitely,
So
definitely.
it's tough, man. Yeah. But I mean, yo,
I,
salute to all the parents that like, because I mean, I don't know how much you read into the story, but like all the police and all that, like the security or whatever, they were just standing, man. It took them like 45 minutes to an hour to do something. And salute to the parents that were like, fuck this. And they just ran
mm,
in there. Then
mm,
some of them were able to grab their kids. And then they started arresting the parents. I'm like, what are we doing? The whole
yeah,
story, bro, is ridiculous. But
yeah,
I would have been that parent. I would have just kicked in the door. I'm like, I'm getting my kid. If you guys ain't doing anything, I'm going
mm,
in there. So
yeah. No,
it's tough.
I mean, I try to, I mean, these days as I get older, I try to put myself in, instead of judging, I try to put myself in that situation and try to see if I can understand it better
Right,
instead of
right.
just be like, man, that's stupid. So I try to understand it. And I'm like, man, I can't comprehend how you could be at school and then all of a sudden somebody give me a call, in my case, I'm asleep when she at school. When I can't imagine waking up and be like, oh man, like how do you deal with that shit? You know what I mean? And so that part gets me. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, it's crazy. And I just, it's all like emotional thing. So that's why I thought it was a big thing to bring up just because, I thought it was something that people talk about. That's something that,
Oh, for sure.
people really
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
There's so like with that situation alone, so many things brought up, the schooling, the police system, gun control. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
we can make this whole podcast about just that alone.
Yeah, yeah. No, I get that. I get that. So I know your kids is little, and what you say your son 8 months.
8 months, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, do you feel it's a difference between even with your daughters and your son? Like, do you feel like you be tougher or a little, maybe than
Dude,
your
I'm tough
daughters
with
like
all of
that?
them. I'm tough with
Yeah.
all of them, dude. Like I mean, there is a difference between having a boy and a girl. I mean, but honestly, I treat them all the same. It's crazy how their own, each of them are different. They're alike in a lot of ways, but each of them have their own personalities, their own likes and dislikes. I mean, they're into that whole mood stage right now. They be giving me attitude sometimes. I'm like, you need to back that up.
I feel
uh,
that. I feel that.
and with my son, same thing. No, that's the thing, man. I think with my parenting style, like, well, everyone has their own, but with me, it's like there has to be some kind of common ground. I'm a friend, but at the end of the day, I'm your parent. I'm your dad. So,
Mm.
you know, if with my parents, it was more, my dad was very like tough love type of thing. He was just like kind of have set these expectations for me, and if I didn't meet those expectations, like, he get that cold shoulder and he won't talk to me or whatever. And that alone was like, oh, man, I'm really messed up. But you ain't never
Yeah.
gonna hear him say, "Hey, man, good job," or like, "Hey, I really appreciate how you did that." So it was that balance, very old school, like I said. And my mom,
Yeah.
she kind of did the whole emotional thing, and she kind of gave me all the verbal stuff, like, "Hey, congrats, you're
Yeah.
doing a good job." So like, it was a crazy balance, but I want to take the two. And my wife's the same way. Like, we talked this down and like, hey, we want to sit down and talk to our kids. When they get home from school, hey, how was your day? Like, how and obviously, just being there for them, man, and just keeping that dialogue open, because I would hate to hear some shit from someone else. They're like, oh, hey, did you know your kid did it? I'm like, what? Like, what? Like, how? Like,
Yeah.
just again, not being involved, and like, again, with my work schedule, I try to be as much involved as I can.
No, I feel that. I feel that. Yeah, man. But I don't want to hold you up. I appreciate you working through these technical difficulties.
Oh,
I'm
you
gonna give you
good? You
one more.
good?
I'm gonna give you one more, man.
Uh,
So, as a father, what is the goals that you set for yourself that you feel like you did a good job, that you want to feel that you did a good job at the end of the day? What it looks like to you to be you feel like you did your job for your kids? Like, I mean, them going to college, like what is your, what I mean, them being
uh,
successful?
honestly, just pursuing whatever they want to do. Like I said with my dad, with my parents, they kind of just let me be. They didn't really like, oh, we'll see how this goes. Like, like, as long as you're
Yeah,
not, you're not doing like any, drugs, crazy, stuff like that, or in the gang. Like, my family was, very deep in gangs, so that was a big fear growing up with my parents,
yeah,
and they were very, very strict on me. But they kept kind of just like kind of watching me over, making sure I'm going some path. But I didn't really have a path. I was like, oh, I got to work straight off of college. Not, I didn't did like half a semester in college. Right after high school, I just started working. And since then, I just really started working. So they kind of just kept me like, okay, he's doing something. But
Yeah,
with me and my kids, I want them to pursue something. Like, the whole like, oh, whatever it is, they have dreams, whatever they want to aspire to be something. And if I can motivate that and I can like help them pursue that, oh dude, like that's how I think I'll be like just like I feel successful as a parent, be like, oh man, I helped out with that. And then just keeping that relationship with them. And I hear all these kids, some of these kids don't even talk to the parents no more, or they have different households and stuff like that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I like how you said, man, that quote was great, dude. Like, as long as you, but I want to do both. I want to hold your hand and I want to have your back. Like,
yeah,
and that was the relationship I had with my dad. He didn't really hold my hand with a bunch of things. He had my back though, you know.
yeah.
So,
That's
but
dope.
I want to do, if I
That's
could do a
dope.
mixture of both with my kids, help them pursue whatever it is they want to do, man. Like, the world is yours, and I'm here to help you out. And I think that'd be great, dude.
Yeah,
That'd be the best.
yeah. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. So yeah, man. Like I said, I don't want to hold you up, man. We're coming to the end of this interview. I appreciate you for
Of
taking the time
course,
out to
man.
do this,
Anytime,
man.
man.
To take time. A lot of people listen. I can't say a ton of people listen to the show, but some people do. And I know you get out there and you DJ, man. You do your thing, man. And I showed
Hmm.
up to a couple of shows, and I mean, I think it's just an atmosphere. I think you put people in the mood
Hmm.
to, just to have fun. I mean, that DJing thing. I think it's a dope thing, man. I like what you do on that, man. So
Thank you. Hell yeah.
let's get out of here, but letting people know what's your address and how they can get in touch with you if they got a wedding or whatever it is, man. They got going and they
Hmm.
may need a DJ going, man.
No, it definitely.
Let them what can I get?
Well, first of all, shout out to the 20 Twice listeners, man. Like again, appreciate you. Again, appreciate you for having me on, man. Like you said, we've been talking about this for man for some time now, and then for you to see actually doing this, man, and being consistent with it, that's great, man. I'm really proud of you, dude. Like keep that up for sure,
Yeah,
dude.
man. I appreciate that.
Hell yeah. But
I appreciate that.
I got an Instagram page. It's DJ Franco FrancoNV, like Nevada. You can hit me up on there. I'll be posting. Number is 775-233-4184 if you want to hit me up with a message or call me up.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll be doing the club scene, DJing, weddings, all type of events. So yeah, get at me. We get something going.
cool, man. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate your
Yeah,
time. Thank
likewise,
you,
brother.
bro.
Hell yeah.